Every car shopper wants to buy a perfect new car. However, in many cases, the reality is that it is a total headache. Unfortunately, it does happen to many car buyers, especially these days when the supply is limited with extended waiting times. Nevertheless, if you know which brands make the most and least reliable vehicles on the market, you can avoid being in trouble. Here is a list prepared by iSeeCars of some of the brands least likely to still have cars on the road after 200,000 miles. Lincoln. Lincoln has a reported 1% of vehicles on the road after 200,000 miles. Unfortunately, the plush American Ford affiliate is just below the industry average of 1.2%. However, iSeeCars quickly points out that not all Lincoln vehicles are created equal. For instance, the Lincoln Navigator and Navigator L are very popular, and owners report driving them into high mileage figures. Let's look at some of the most common problems of Lincoln vehicles. According to CarComplaints.com, the Lincoln MKZ's chrome wheels tend to peel off, and it's a safety issue since many drivers have reported that the peeling chrome rims also cause the tires to lose air. Reports from Lincoln Navigator owners discovered rust damage on the running board panels. This is particularly concerning because the rust buildup can cause the support structure to become unstable. Depending on the extent of the damage, owners had to either replace the brackets or the entire running board to fix the issue. Land Rover. The new Range Rover is an extraordinary piece of design and engineering. It drives well even on the twisty roads. You forget just how big and heavy it is, until you get out of the super comfy driver's seat and hit the ground. There's an incredible amount of tech on board too, and some real high-end luxury features. The quality seems to be superb. However, there's one question that hangs over the Range Rover and one which must be eliminated for this car. These luxury SUVs have a low reputation for reliability and are all too prone to be going wrong. Such was the unreliability of models including the current Discovery and the previous Range Rover. Range Rover problems span a wide range of areas, with most of them related to the air suspension, engine electrics, air conditioning, sat-nav, electrics inside the car, gearbox, drivetrain, and bodywork. Leaks from the engine, sunroof, and around the tailgate are also known issues. For instance, on certain 2018 and 2019 model year Land Rover Range Rover and Range Rover Sport FHEV vehicles where the indicated fuel level on the fuel gauge shows approximately 30% the fuel tank is empty, resulting in an engine stall. The vehicle will enter reduced performance mode, and if the driver continues to drive the vehicle, will continue to run for roughly 8 miles. The vehicle engine will then cut out without warning. Alfa Romeo. In Greek mythology, sirens were dangerous beasts that lured unsuspecting sailors to their island with enchanting singing. Buying an Alfa Romeo is a bit like following a siren's call in the sense that it feels like a great idea because of the fun and style on offer, but you could be at risk of ending up in a precarious position. In the 2022 survey, 29.5% of owners experienced some kind of fault with their Alfa. The only brand to do worse was Land Rover. On the other hand, Alfa was ranked even higher for reliability with a score of just under 93%, placing it 8th. The brand's German rivals Audi, BMW, and Mercedes were much further down the list. Alfa's high fault rate versus the good reliability score is a combination of two things. It could mean that most of the faults were minor, like the alarm thing we've noticed, and that owners are more willing to forgive foibles on the Alfa Romeos due to their other attributes. A breakdown of the reported faults show that 37% were related to the electrics. Engine faults and gearbox faults each made up only 5% of the total. Ford. The Ford Motor Company has been building automobiles since 1903 and is known worldwide for its cars and trucks. But this doesn't mean that Fords are without problems. Here are some of the most common problems with Ford vehicles. Transmission slippage and failure, cracked panels below the rear window, windows not rolling up, blinking OD light. According to Consumer Reports, 2020 Ford Explorer owners experienced issues with the transmission, electronics, power equipment, and engine, among other problem areas. The three-row crossover experienced an extremely shaky launch, which seems to have contributed to its poor showing in the survey. The new Escape, which seemingly launched without issue, also suffered from poor reliability, but not in any specific area. Although, like the Explorer, it was completely redesigned for the 2020 model year. Federal safety regulators opened an investigation into the 2021 Ford Bronco for catastrophic engine failure while driving after 32 reported experiences from customers. Ford stopped delivery of the 2022 Ford Mustang Mach-E in mid-June because of an outstanding recall related to the 2021-22 models losing power while driving. Owners of the 2021 Ford Expedition and 2021 Lincoln Navigator filed a lawsuit against Ford because their vehicles have been recalled for a defect that may result in spontaneous combustion, and the company has not identified a solution yet. Ford notified regulators that the four-door 2021-22 Ford Bronco may have a defective child safety lock on the passenger side of the back seat, allowing young children to open the door from inside despite indicating otherwise. Nissan. Nissan vehicles are often thought of as being a reliable first choice for new drivers, but they are far from free of issues. As with any vehicle manufacturer, Nissan's vehicles have their fair share of common problems, from rusting bodywork and oil leaks to faulty hood latches and issues with their CVT gearbox system. If you own a Nissan or are looking to buy a new Nissan vehicle in the future, we've gathered together some of the most commonly reported problems so you can keep an eye out and catch problems early. For instance, Consumer Reports data shows that the most common Nissan Pathfinder problems include its climate system, paint trim, and in-car electronics. Other common complaints include coolant leakage. The Pathfinder also has low owner satisfaction scores for its ho-hum performance. It looks sporty and rugged, but it's basically a minivan in disguise. The Rogue's sports reliability rating are also an obvious reason to skip it. CR's recent subscriber survey shows that the car's most common trouble spot include its climate system and suspension. Nissan's continuous variable transmission, or CVT, is a feature included in a few of their vehicles, designed to improve efficiency and performance overall. It's a form of shiftless transmission which has proven to improve overall ride and drive quality, but with new features also comes new problems. Nissan owners have reported several issues with CVT, including coolant leaks, slipping transmissions, and power failures, several which occurred while the vehicles were in motion. We don't need to tell you that this was a serious issue with the potential for danger. While cars with this issue were recalled and an extended warranty was issued to cover the cost of repairs, this is still an issue worth keeping an eye out for with your Nissan vehicle.
I just need to keep my space. You just need to find your way. All your things is at my place. I'm gonna throw them out today. I just need to keep my space.
Thanks for watching. Before you go, I hope you like this video. Please subscribe and hit the bell button on for more informative videos. Stay tuned.